Yeah, country boy from the backwoods. Country boy from the backwoods, we get it out the mud. 4W drive, brown bag chugging, no limit. Liquor thugs, we push and shove. Don't come round thinking you gonna fuck with us. We get it out the mud, me and my brothers are from the same cut. We put up and run up before the sunrise, like the blood and sweat from our eyes. If you treading, we fight for sign. My advice is you leave us alone on our own property, or gotta tell Tallahassee, don't fuck with me. Leave me to be with a sweet southern thing. Homegrown Roman made us what
there it is, what it is.
OGs for me, cabin on the lake with the canoe, fishing all day. Sounds
what up, Domangue? Domangue, what it is? Domangue, you ready to go live, brother? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, to the most underrated artist in the world right now. His name is what it is, representing the hero trip.
What up, why?
There it is. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Domangue and all of his pimp ass glory is on right now.
How you doing?
Man, I'm having a good weekend. I've been excited about tonight since we talked about this.
How's Kansas?
I don't even know where to start. Like let me tell everybody what up, proper. Let me tell everybody kind of how this all happened, me finding out who Domangue was. So I'm just this lowly country rapper, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to do my thing in Northwest Kansas. And I have an Instagram page, obviously, and anytime somebody follows me on Instagram, I always go to their Instagram page and kind of check out who they are, what they are, find out if they're an artist, and if they're an artist, then I always go check them out. So this name comes up, Domangue. I didn't know how to say it. I was like, I even made a video and said your name wrong. I don't even know if you ever saw that, but
no, but usually everybody does.
Yeah, I said something like, well, all right, first, so I go check you out, and you know what I heard first, because I've been preaching that song since.
What, Forever Me?
Yes.
Forever Me. Little baby. Yeah.
So I pull up Forever Me.
Yeah.
It's the first, because there was you've put out a lot of stuff since then. So I pull that up, and we're going to play the first song that I heard from you, and I'm going to try to reenact.
Was this on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
my homie Just,
do what?
My homie Just, he was like, we need to get all your shit on YouTube, so people can at least hear it. So that's, shout out Just.
Absolutely. I'm hoping to talk about him maybe later, and kind of what why can I not find this?
What you
it keeps bringing up it keeps wanting to play Geronimo. Hold on.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, that's a dope ass song too.
We'll shoot a video for that in Texas, me and the Bandits. I'm waiting on.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just saw the Bandits are coming to Wichita on May 7th.
Nice.
And I'm thinking about going to see it.
Nice.
Because Wichita's only 3 hours from me.
Yeah, they showed love from day. I got them always.
Yeah, that was Geronimo's a dope ass song, and you crushed it on that song, dude.
Thank you. It turned out.
Yeah.
It turned out. He reached out, or Tex reached out, and I was like, hell yeah, send me whatever. I got you. There you go. There was a couple of them I sent, and both of them were nice.
Yeah.
But that's the one they picked. I still got the other one.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
All right. So I pull up his Instagram page, find my way to YouTube, and this is what I hear. And I'm like, okay. He's creating an experience.
What, with Geronimo?
No, I've got Forever Me playing.
Yeah, Forever Me record. That's I just really started making music, and that's just what the vibe was to me. That was my vibe. I didn't even know it was my vibe at the time. Yeah.
So right here, my mind exploded. I was like, who is this dude? Bro.
Okay.
Talk to me about that whole album.
Okay, so I was just trying to find a studio where I could establish the vibe, right? Where I could get a working relationship with somebody who could capture what I was trying to put down.
Right.
It was a bunch of trial and error in that time. It took me a while to find somebody that wasn't out of their fucking. I gotta watch my language. It took me a while to find somebody that wasn't out of their mind that could land what I was trying to put down, and it took me kind of establishing a process with them and figuring out what all that was about. I had zero experience. Nobody in my family was ever into music, so music wasn't even a realistic thing. I got kicked out of band when I was in like 6th grade. No background.
How did you get kicked out of band in 6th grade?
I don't even know, bro. Obviously the guy who was in charge of band didn't know what he didn't know what he was doing, bro. I don't know. You know, like I was making jokes or something, and he was having a bad day, and that combination led to me getting kicked out of band. Regardless, I never learned how to play a note or what a key was or anything like that. But what I did know is like I just loved music, and at that time it was just essentially I loved rap music.
Right.
And I don't even know what made me think I could do. Well, I was up in New York, and long story short, I ended up coming back to Texas because a homeboy mom was like, "Bro, you got to go make some records. This is crazy what you're doing." We were watching some videos. Go ahead.
And I didn't realize it, but Texas has a scene like no other. I mean, but and it's got history. When you start talking about DJ Screw and like you don't think of Texas as being like a rap hub, but it has its places that's made waves.
Yeah, it never really got it got a little attention for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it didn't even scratch the surface when it did.
Right.
And then a whole generation of us coming up behind that.
Yeah.
Right? That's the real thing. But at that time, you know, it was CDs. We was watching 106 in Park, right? With AJ and Free.
Yeah.
And like we were discovering Pac at the same time that like Lil Wayne was coming up. So it was just like, it was a whole different world. At any rate, so when I got out of school, I went up to New York, And a buddy of mine to this day, one of my best friends, he's a stand-up dude. We were watching, I don't know, TV up in his spot, and a Juvenile video came on. I think it was when he dropped Huh, so it was when 400 Degrees was out. And he said, man, that's so badass how they do that. Just like how somebody can rap like that. And I was like, that shit ain't that hard, because I was fascinated with it, right? So I'd been doing it at parties and shit like this. And so I did it, and he was like, bro, you got to go back to Texas.
No, when you say you did it, at parties, you talking about rapping?
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. Freestyling, rapping, all that shit. Yeah, exactly. I just love the music. I absolutely love the music. I mean, I would fall asleep listening to it, bro. Right. To like Southern rap. Every night. I'd be knowing these albums inside and out. Now, what I didn't realize at the time is that rap was the latest iteration of what I was interested in, right? Because growing up, I was interested in music the same way, but I didn't recognize it. And I didn't recognize it until, I would say, recently, like past 5 years, recognized it was a thread that really ran through my whole life, where I was fascinated by music, no matter what type of music it was. And it was always some crazy shit for my age.
Right.
Soul music, soul records. My pops always listened to like everything from like Elvis to like Creedence Clearwater Revival to like Van Morrison. And then on my mom's side, like we were always listening to country and shit. Garth Brooks was real big when I was young. So I've got all this, and I've been fascinated by the music my whole life. I was at that time I was putting a cassette in, and I was like rewinding it, fast forwarding it, trying to like come up with the lyrics to Rodeo.
Right.
And I never thought that still at that time, I never thought that, like, at that time I was trying to go pro in basketball, bro. I was trying to go to the NBA. It had nothing to do with music. And then I point where I was like, whoa, it dawned on me that like music was a thread, and I came about it so natural. Nobody ever turned me on to it, and nobody in my family did it, so it wasn't the obvious choice. It was always the hardest path, but I loved it most. My little girl told me language. I love that baby girl. Anyway, so the path is crazy. Like, to this day, I can't play an instrument. I don't know anything about that. But I know how to, I got some homeboys that figured out how to put a key on a record. And
you play on some of your songs.
Well, I make the beats, yeah, but I still don't know how to play a key. I can take a lot of notes and make it sound like I played it. Yeah, but I really can't play anything.
But you know what sounds good, and you know what you want it to sound like.
Yeah, or I can take a piece of something that somebody played, and I might take a couple of little pieces and completely switch them up and make a new riff out of it or whatever. But I can grab something from what they did and make that into something that I hear. Yeah. Like, my taste is different, and I've gotten better at taking things and manipulating them and rolling with it. Yeah, and in some of the beats I make completely, but I can't play anything. I'll just take notes and arrange them in a way,
That brings me to one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is, and I'm just going to let the Forever Me album play. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I'm chilling with it. But anyway, I want your stuff is so big. It's so big as far as a lot being involved with it. And I mean, it's so full. And the fact that you don't play any instruments is amazing, that you can create this. Because a lot of it is, I mean, I know, you have loops, or you can get whatever.
I can make sounds, bro. I've made records that are like so sparse that technically it's not even correct. I don't have enough parts in there, but like the record sounds like a record.
Yeah. Well, I will talk about your your creative process, like when you decide you're going to do a song from, I mean, and don't, you know, I know this is good, would take forever if you did it in detail, Bobby Briscoe, but
I'm gonna charge my phone for a sec.
When you come
Go ahead,
up,
I'm listening.
when you come up with an idea for a song, until that song is complete, like that whole process creatively, how do you go about that?
So it's a little bit different for every song. Sometimes I'll have a beat and I will I'll kick that beat on and I'll be able to lay something quick to it. Usually with a song it's gonna take me about 2 to 3 days to write the record, to get all the parts down. The first day I go home with something where I'm just like, it's real loose. I'm trying to grab the sounds that sound good on the different parts, right? Then I can go reflect on that because I can only go so far in a day. The verses, like where I spit, that's always the quickest. I can do that. I could do that day one, but they may not apply to the record.
Right.
So I got to come up with the hook first because I can write a verse so fast. Just when I'm spitting, that comes most natural, but I've done that the most, right? I've been holding a note or coming up with singing parts.
Hey, Timo's in the house.
For a fraction of the time. Timo knows about them bars, bro. And hey, yo, I'm gonna go and put this on here right now. Timo likes to say he's the best out of Texas, but there's no way he could ever be the best out of Texas when it's the boy from Texas. Like by default. Timo knows.
What it is, Timo, what it is. What it is, Timo.
So look, 2 to 3 days I'll have the record laid out. And then it takes me a second to get the verses and the different parts to a place where they're vibing with the mix. And then I'm coming, usually in the next couple of days, I'm coming up with background parts, other parts, transitional parts. And I'm like trying to negotiate what the song is going to be called and what it's about, because I can have a line that sounds like something and I can make that say a couple different things. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm still trying to hold back on writing my verses because I can write verses so quick that the best thing I could do for my record is get a nice chorus to where I can make my verses about something pretty particular. Because I'm always writing quick. But if I go ahead and land them, I'm not going to want to let them go. And then I'm going to have to kind of try to work my hook around what my verses are saying too. So in the quest to always make a better record, trying to be a better songwriter, I try to have the discipline to knock down the hook first, even though I can knock down the other parts quickest most of the time. Yeah.
But and like you're saying, you want the song to be uniform, so that you create the beat and it's got a feel, and it takes you to the hook and it's got a feel, and then you can.
Yeah, and really, it's all about the hook.
Yeah, and be specific.
Yeah, it's really all about the hook, and then it's exploring from there. If I can land the hook, the rest of it I can do any day of the week.
Right. It makes it all consistent and all,
it makes it a powerhouse package. Right, exactly. Because everything seemingly leads to a point that it lands on, when really if you start at that point and build off of that, you just make it lead there.
Yeah.
Like I figured out I've gotten so much better with my songwriting ability. I could always spit, and it's always fun to just kill records and put bars on records.
Right.
But I continue to improve as a songwriter, and that's really what makes the records keep getting better. And then I'm learning to execute that, and I'm really learning how to do it basically all on my own off this system that I built. And that just makes me more dangerous. And the better I get at it, the quicker I get at it. And they in trouble, bro, if they let me sit in here too long.
Dude, I'm trying to tell people. Brother, I am trying to tell people.
They'll find out soon enough. I appreciate you though.
y'all sleeping on Domain. I'm out. Y'all people need to set. I'm your alarm clock. Time to wake up. Whew. All right, so you video a lot from right here, right? And that's cool. Every time I see you put a video, and that's the first shot I see is you and Six Side, I'm like,
yeah. I got like a bar set up right here. Watch.
Can you show us around?
All right, check this out. I set it right here. I just prop it up in this area, right? And it shows this area.
How long did it take you to come up with that? Because when you do it, you know exactly when you.
No, it's just where I set it. It's just where I set it. It's not like I did a trial and error. I just set it there one time and it worked, and I always did the same thing over and over again. Like I just always set my phone there because this is where I write. This is where I work, right?
Oh, okay.
Right? This is the spot. It's right beside where I mix the records. Okay? That's it right there. Boom. This is where I make notes up on the board, right? So I always do it right here because this is really where I'm sitting, where I'm making records all day. Same place I'm shooting videos from. This is basically, I'm doing them right here. I'm just setting the phone right there.
Yeah. So all right, that's where you record it. You call it Six Side, right?
I call it I call it the 6-shooter junction.
6-shooter junction.
Yeah, which is, I think Waco had that nickname like back in the 1880s.
Oh, okay.
That, right? So I built it. I called it the 6. Yeah, and so when I'm here, I say I'm 6 Side. But it's basically the place I come to make records every day, and it's just something I put together.
Now, is that like, are you full time? I didn't expect anybody to be sitting there and scared the shit out of me, bro. I was like, D, watch your back. Is this your full time gig?
Yeah.
That's always the question I've wanted to ask you. You do a lot of stuff with. All right, here we go. We're getting a tour.
Yeah, something like that.
I want it.
See, but I don't do any of this. This is that treatment. I don't do any of this. When I make records, I make them right there at the board. Right there where I put the camera. I move the mic out of the ISO, which the ISO is nice. But it's better being close to the gear because I don't have anybody to work it.
Right.
So I gave up on all that. And I set all this up right here. And I sit right here and I'll make the records. And I got the mic right here. Right on my board. So I moved the mic over. It's on a boom. I bought this years ago. And I lay the records right here. Right? There's the board. So when I set y'all up, I just go, skirt. This is really where I lay the records at.
Damn.
Yeah. And I keep right here. Like, I need to get new bands for my mic, bro, because they're so worn out because I never take it down.
Mine are the same exact way, dude. They're so.
Take it down. I ain't got time for all that.
They get so slack and.
Yeah. I just flipped them. I need to order some new ones. But I use an 87 to record. And I track through. Like I got the MacBook. I got my speakers. I track through this, the 6176. This beast mode. Frank Sinatra tracked through that.
Damn.
Yeah. Then I got the console one, which is like an SSL. I've got a board, which I typically don't use right now because I got a bay out on my power conditioner. So I killed it so I could bounce my other parts over. But I work off of an Apollo from my converter. And I usually, I have this pad and I have this keyboard. So when I'm tracking, I put the session up on that screen, and I set the keyboard and the keyboard and the pad up on the bar. I bounce the mic over here, and I'm tracking like this, and I'm just getting my process better by the day. And the quicker I get, the more dangerous I get.
Facts, bro.
Yeah.
It still blows me away that you make all of your, or not all of them, I guess, because I know Proper's made some, but you make so many dope ass beats, and you do it with no musical training.
Yeah.
You do it in that small space. You make your own beats. You mix everything.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's not what I wanted. I wanted somebody that could just take care of it all and do it to begin with. But I also wanted to be able to kind of control the sound in a way that I couldn't quite understand, just based on other artists that I had heard, right? Like classic, but like I wanted, once I realized how their records were mixed, I realized why they sounded like they sounded.
Okay.
Right? So like somebody like Amy Winehouse, for instance, right? Her records sounded like they sounded in a large part because of the guy who mixed the records and the gear that he used,
Right,
and his process. So I had to really figure out all that good stuff. It took me a minute, but I'm getting dangerous now, and it's getting easier, and like the process of from recording to kind of having a mix and having a vocal treated and like a balanced mix down, the time frame on that continues to compress.
right.
You know, the process
More product.
it's a hybrid process, and it bridges more every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. That's amazing, bro. Your stuff is it. All right. When did you put out Forever Me?
I think it was '08. I was a baby.
Dude, time ago, bro.
Yeah, it was. I could always rap. Anything I dropped along the way, I could always spit. That was like, I don't know. I mean, that's just how I came into it. So that was something I had, like, I don't know. I just always had the pocket. But
Right.
I always wanted really good singers on my courses, like pop singers. But I never had them or had the connections. So I kind of taught myself to swag that along the way. And now I'm making records that are like a hybrid of what me and, pick your favorite singer would be. But I'm executing the hooks.
Hey, you see that DJ B Riz down there? Where it says collab cough. Just ignore him. DJ B Riz is my identical twin brother down in Georgia, bro.
I didn't know you had a brother. That's what's up.
Yeah, he looks like me. Beard, bald headed, and everything. Okay, so let's talk about some of your newer music. You put out, after I found out who you were with Forever Me, you put out several songs since then. You had back-to-back, well, this is all for me, my opinion. You had back-to-back killers. Because you released War, and then was it Blue Crush and then Rome, or was it Rome and then Blue Crush?
Something like that. Either way.
But all three of those songs?
First, yeah, maybe on Rome first. But, that's also the way I release them is not the way I make them. Because I've got records, like even those records I probably made a year and a half to 2 years before I ever dropped them. I've got so many records. Because even though I couldn't mix even though I couldn't pull off a mix to the degree that I wanted to, right? I still kept making the records because I knew I still need to get better as an artist and as a song.
Yeah.
So
and you could make some, no. You can always mix them later when you learn.
Exactly. So I got a lot of unfinished records, and along the way, I would finish certain records and release them, which is the war, bro. I made a dozen more around like the same week, 2 weeks that I made war. And some of them are in their own respect or in their own right, they're bigger records than war. Right? But I didn't land the mix on those during those couple of weeks. And it took me 3 weeks to mix war. And then it took me a couple of years to even realize kind of what that meant and how I executed that and how I could apply that to other records, like Cutting Ties, for instance.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up.
I got lots of them. I got so many records involved. And I really released either the ones that land or the ones that I know aren't going on the next project. So really the best stuff nobody's heard.
See, you're playing with my emotions, Domangue. You're playing with my emotions.
I'm making the records and I don't let nobody hear them if I can't execute the mix. It's tough, bro. It's tough. I wanted to pop off a long time ago.
All right, so I'm struggling with what to play next. I want to play Rush. I want to play War. I want to play Rome, and I want to play the secret. The secret relief. And accidentally started playing. I couldn't help it. Now we got to go through it.
What is that? Cutting Ties?
Wind blows and I'm cutting ties.
Not released.
Maybe this album isn't a key. Maybe I was tripping by the definition of free. Maybe I was caught up thinking I was hiding the lead. Maybe I misunderstood it with the cash in the read. Maybe this is over what it
Hey, this is my imitation of Domangue every time I see him dance. You ready?
But I so I want I know yes, you're gonna be fine.
Yes, the hands.
The windows and I'm cutting ties. Maybe it's in my nature, not without my flaws. All of this is so basic when I'm in the fall. Maybe it's just an act, maybe it's what you wanted to see, but what you never could imagine what it wanted to be. Maybe it had the contradiction what you gave for free. Maybe fraction never missing when you ordered the key. Maybe young and run away as I could sleep. Maybe the wind blows and I'm cutting ties. Maybe, but that's a big maybe.
Yeah, it's the hands. You're right.
It's all I want, all I want.
Say that again. What'd you say?
I say yes, the hands. Like when I dance out, I throw the hands
you
up.
always, bro.
Yeah.
You look like when you dance, you look like you're doing a kata, and it's badass.
Hell yeah, I'll take it, bro. I'm a beast like that.
You know what I mean?
I'll take it. That's hilarious. It's true though. Yeah.
It's awesome, bro. So when is this one? This one's not released, right?
No, it's dropping with the album, which I'm working on finishing right now. Yeah.
What are you thinking on it now? Like, what are you thinking as far as? You don't have to give me a date. Give me a season: spring, summer, fall, winter.
Well, it's either gonna be winter or spring, like soon.
Oh, that soon.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, then let's go then.
Yeah, I'd probably say spring to be safe.
And
I'm close though.
How many tracks is on it?
I got a lot of tracks, but I'm thinking 7 on the album.
Okay. Now this song I'm going to play right now just because all y'all that's on here right now need to know it and hear it and play it on Valentine's Day because it makes everything a sure thing if you play it for your lady.
Blue Crush?
Yeah. If this don't get you laid, nothing will, son.
Easy.
Now I'll be playing this for your girl. I'm being dead on. First time I saw you, my heart racing crazy. I'm fascinated by all the you I saw. I'm being dead on. You always my road. Fight with me, I'm waiting.
Yeah, I got a lot of songs like this.
What's that?
I got a lot of songs like this that I feel like could be sang by a number of artists, not even just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, have you ever written for somebody else?
No, but I have records that could work for other people. Like this was one of them. You know, you could put any big name artist in the game singing this record, and it would win a Grammy. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I don't sing, but like I was like learning how to swag it good enough that I pulled it off. You know, that's what I'm saying. They give me too long, they all gonna be in trouble.
Dude, you say you can't sing, but
Yeah, I figured out how to swag it.
well, that's what it is. I mean, it sounds dope and it sounds natural. Like you found your sound. And a lot of times when people say they found their sound, it still sounds artificial.
Yeah.
Because they had to search for it or make it up, and so it doesn't sound natural. When you do it, it sounds like you. It sounds.
Well, my homie just made this beat.
Really?
And I had told him probably 2 years earlier. I was like, yo, don't let me forget. One day I want to make a song called Blue Crush. And I told him the premise. And then he had just got into making beats. And he kicked this thing on. I was like, oh, no, I got this. And I'm thinking we just usually, like, you got to lay everything down the first night. And he's taking that and he's mixing that. So if you don't get it in there, it ain't going. But I landed this one quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I found out I stole a beat from you.
What beat you
that for Keys?
No, what beat? Oh, let me find out. I might have to shut you down.
You made a proper put this beat out. And I was listening to it, he put it on YouTube. As like a free beat or whatever.
Yeah. What beat is it?
I heard it and I was like, I love this song. And he's like, dude, spit on it.
Play it.
And I was like, yeah, okay, I will. And then
Play it. Let me hear it.
Out, you said, dude, I just asked Just about that beat. And then you put it out. Because you had heard the beat before.
Well, because he'll put his beats out there, bro, and let people jump on him. I'm like, nah, if I find one that I make a hit to, I'm not trying to mess around with it.
He called it Keys, and so I just went with it.
No, I ain't mess with this one.
No.
You got that feeling on your tongue.
That's all you, bro.
You did it back when you was young. On beat made with a pencil and your wrist with a kick drum. This proper beat got me numb. Got me feeling drum. You can't feel it because there's something I keep deep inside.
So yeah, I got that one from Proper. And he told me, he said, yeah, man, do whatever you want. And so I tagged him on everything.
I made a record to that. You sent me a guitar riff one time.
Yeah.
I made a record called Rolling Thunder to that riff, and I didn't put no drums or anything on it, but I like the way that one turned out. I'm still gonna drop that. It's nice.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to put that one out. I've never heard the whole thing. I've heard you've put snippets of it up on your story, but I can't wait.
Yeah.
And I want to send you so much more, but dude, I just gotta. When I sit down and like, all right, today I'm gonna spend 2 hours like trying to find something to send to Domain.
Bro, all you gotta send me is 4 bars of a guitar riff. That's all I need. The rest is history. That's what I'm saying, bro. I can't play no instruments, but I can take some sound and make a hit record album right quick.
Bro, I've got so much. Not a ton, but I've got a lot of stuff. I've got some stuff recorded that I'm like,
especially that acoustic. Ooh, I got some acoustic. Now move like rolling thunder. Yeah, y'all better stay out of my way. No, when I come through, they all want run and hide. Boom, boom. Yeah, they don't like rolling thunder. They want out of my way.
Let me see.
And what I'm gonna do what they can't much oblige.
Dude.
Yeah. Bro, Live my philosophy. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
That song that
The riff.
but I've got, like, I've come up here and recorded stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to send it, because I come up here and I get in my own head, and I'm like, I want it to be good, damn it. And then, you know.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. It ain't even gotta be good. It's just gotta be you. Just put it down and send it.
Then I feel good then.
Yeah.
This is one, hey, I'm going to play it for you right now that I was thinking.
A riff you played?
Yeah. We'll see. It's 120 beats per minute.
Which I like that pocket. Yeah. That's like a pop record. A pop record's 120.
Well, that's what you told me.
I got one, yeah, because 120, yeah. 120 is like an Adele record, in my opinion, or something like that.
All right. So when I do this, I'm like, I don't like playing guitar just to nothing. And so I started messing around and this is the beat that I played it to come up with, like, you know, to keep a rhythm. I don't like playing to a click. I'd rather play to a beat.
Right.
And then I just delete the beat. And the beat's nothing. It was just.
You scared me.
Yeah, I'm gonna send that one to you and see what you can do.
I like that percussion.
If you like acoustic stuff.
You know what I usually do, to be honest, when I get a beat? Usually I delete a lot of parts, even from the best beat makers.
Oh, I'm just gonna
guys.
Part.
Huh?
I'm just gonna send you the guitar part.
All right, that'll work. Yeah, usually there's like a couple of parts that I think really good beat makers, they put in there almost a part because there's a hole where the vocal's gonna be.
Right.
Kind of. And so there's usually a couple of instruments, even out of beats that are almost complete, that I'll take out just to make the pocket. I don't know, for some reason I've always gravitated towards simpler, and like the simpler things have always worked for me. Yeah, it's banging though. Send me that.
No, I will. So, all right.
What you want to ask me, bro?
We've gone through Forever Me, and then we talked about, you know, your songs War, and we didn't play War, but we played Blue Crush, which is dope. We talked about Rome, and that all those are kind of around that same time frame that you released. I mean, obviously, you write stuff like those are probably years old for you, but they're awesome to me. I mean,
well, on Rome was okay. So on Rome, I made pretty quick. Like I just made it right quick before I dropped it because my homie just made the beat. And sometimes I just like to make examples out of his beats just to let boys know how nice his beats are. Mm-hmm. So I'll just grab one when he makes it. He might make it in 10 minutes and I'll grab it and, you know, just try to knock one out of the park on it because it's his beat. Now he made Blue Crush too, but Blue Crush, I had knocked that out previously. On Rome, I really made that like in the week or two before I dropped it. So sometimes I make them quick. If they land quick, I just keep it moving.
Right.
Like I really haven't had a plan about all this. Just I try to do it on a consistent basis so I get better, so that mm-hmm. I can put all the trial and error behind me and put the execution right in front of me.
Right.
You know.
Like I have this feeling in my head, like once for, and you're way more picky than I am, and it shows. I mean, but I'm like, once Domain gets, once he's finally happy and he can put out content quicker because he got it,
then it's over with.
I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna.
And I'm really right there. It's taken me years to even get to this point, because when I started trying to then, like, when I hit a point where I didn't have anybody to mix the records, I didn't have anybody that I could give it to that would really bring it across that threshold that I was looking for. So I started looking into the guys that are mixing the caliber of records that I'm trying to get my record to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I started trying to figure that out. It took me a couple of years to get my own mixing ability even anywhere close to that, to where the record would translate. So I got a bunch of records that I made that I couldn't mix out at the time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But like right now in this very moment, I'm getting to the point where the mix I put on War, right, which took me like 3 weeks at the time, and it was exhausting, and I couldn't make heads or tails of it after I came out of the rabbit hole, but it landed. I'm to the point where I can do that pretty consistently right now, like in this moment, and I'm just now getting to this point. And at the same time, I'm still looking for a good situation to where somebody can mix the records when I can hand them off to them.
Right.
But that's gonna be a process where it's gonna take me time working with a mixing engineer to where they can get a feel for my ear, my sound, what I'm trying to do with the record, to where it even works and the records come across like I imagine them. So that's kind of been the difficult situation. And that's why I haven't dropped more records. But I'm to the point now where I'm almost, like I said, I'm making, from the recording process to the actual like balanced mix, I'm getting to a point where that I've just compressed that time frame and the process so that I'm not doing it in two separate processes. I'm kind of knocking it out. I'm getting it put where it needs to be in balance as I'm laying the vocals, and I'm getting the session organized and balanced kind of as I'm creating the parts. I get better with it. But yeah, that end of it, because I didn't want to be a mixing engineer, that end of it slowed me down.
Yeah, you had to learn it.
Right, but I kept making records all along, even though my homies were, you never finish a record. Bro, it was a point of contention, because they wanted to see it pop a long time ago, as did I. But I hit a point where I was just like, I'm done with this process. I'm done questioning the process. I know what needs to be done. I've got to trust it and follow it and let go of all the rest of it. I can't be frustrated because it didn't blow 10 years ago. That ain't got nothing to do with anything, right? I got to trust it, and I got to go 100%. If I'm really going to own the whole game, the only thing I can do is double down on myself and trust that, not question that. I want
the money. I want the fame.
I want it all.
The powers that come with running the game.
I want it all, bro. I want it all. And that one was like, 4 years ago? I want it all. And I'm right there. And I don't know that there's ever been anybody that kind of does it all themselves like that. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I ain't heard of them, but the artists that I've been watching. So, I feel like it's unlocking the ultimate key. And when I can do my own records, make my own records, release my own records, and then every day, you got more platforms, more access, you can build a fan base. Woo! It's gonna be over. Over, bro. I want more hits than the Beatles, Elvis, all of them.
There you go.
And then, I continue to just go back and discover those artists, those classic artists, and it always makes me a better artist.
Yeah. And my dad, I grew up listening. I love music my whole life, played guitar since I was 14. And I'm 46, almost 47, so I'm old. But my dad raised me listening to all kinds of music. I mean, he used to listen to Motown and Southern rock. They're all, my
right.
Dad side of the family is all from Georgia from way, way back.
Yeah.
But then my stepdad got me listening to other stuff. I had a lot of musical influence in my life, and So now when I go back and listen to like the old Motown stuff and R&B stuff that my dad played for me, I can't help but think about, oh man, I need to get that. I need to sample that little section right there. I want to sample that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's just so good, and the feel in it.
You
But
know,
yeah,
everything about it. You go back and you listen to records like that, or at least me, I learned so much with like every line, and like everything is different on every record. And the transitions and leading into the hook and the way they stack the hook. And a lot of times back in those days, they did things in a simple way, but they, you know, I did cut and ties that way. Like I stacked it like an old school record, which is like not overthinking it, stacking it real simple with a couple of extra takes, putting a couple of highs on there, like a kind of like you're dealing with a group of backup singers, right?
mm-hmm.
And it's like it goes a long way without overthinking it. Man, to be honest, like those records unlocked crazy potential in me as a singer.
Yeah.
Just listening to records like that. You know, like when I was young, I listened to a lot of Sinatra.
Nice.
A lot of Garth Brooks, which is like the big hooks. But like as I got older, one of the last artists I discovered was James Brown, and this fool is, in a lot of ways, he is the original. Before there was a Michael Jackson, like to me, Michael, like once I discovered James Brown, I realized, oh, that's where Michael got his thing from. And Michael, you know, bro, who sold more records than Michael Jackson? You know,
right.
It kind of like showed me the blueprint. Then I was like, okay, so this dude who really doesn't have a singing voice was the original to do it. This is what it is. It changed my hook game completely.
Nice.
Yeah. But I'm fascinated always by the old stuff.
Yeah, and that really shows, and that's one of the things that jumped out to me with the Forever Me album. And well, even just the first song, Forever Me, I was like, this dude loves music. I could tell because of how everything went together and fit, and it had so many different musical elements. I mean, it starts with flamenco guitar, and then it goes into like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many elements, but they all fit.
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and you know, you can hear me pull the cork out of the whiskey bottle and pour a glass.
Right. And
yeah.
the little.
Yep. Yeah, man. And you know, that's like, to be honest, at the time, so that was my process. Every day when I would write, this was, yeah. I mean, so every day when I'd write, I would pull the cork out of the jack and I'd pour a glass. I would put the cork in, and then I would get to my process. At the time, this is before I had a little girl, and so I was like, I want to start the album like I start every day writing the record. Like I started like my whole process of writing the record. And I like the way it came across, yeah.
Dude,
and the Zippo, you know.
Oh, you opening the pack of cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
The Zippo coming out, cling.
Yeah, yeah.
The first drag.
Bro, I still got, to this day, I still use the Zippo, and I still got the same Zippo. I just put it on this record.
There you go.
I got a brass Zippo.
That's my alarm clock every morning, bro.
Forever Me?
Because I get up at 3:30 every morning to go to work. And
you know, I just put the Zippo on the last song I made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that because everybody knows what it is.
Tying it together. Yeah.
But my goal is when the first time I hear the cigarette box open and the rustling of the foil inside,
yeah,
stop my alarm before the flamenco guitar starts. so I don't wake my wife up, right? So every morning I wake up to cigarette pulled out and ice and Jack being poured in a glass.
Yeah.
That might explain something about me. I don't know.
Hey, it's a good way to start your day, man. Straight up. Say what start your day. You know, like I don't usually listen first thing in the morning, but when I listen every day, I don't really listen to other music. Most of the time I only listen to my music not because I'm listening to things I've released. It's always because I'm listening to what's not released. And I'm
Right.
trying to figure out what I'm doing, really what I'm doing on the mix that I'm working on today. And for a long time, bro, I went through a lot of mixes where I really messed the mixes up because I was above my pay grade with regard to the
Yep.
compressors and the EQs, trying to get them to sound like I needed them to sound. So I've gotten to a point, and my homie just, you know, he was always with this, don't make too big of a change on any record in one day. So I was with that for a minute. I finally got to the point where it's like I'm not making any changes that are killing the track, that are damaging the songs. And every day the mix is getting way better.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm really listening to in the morning is I'm making sure that I'm going to be happy with the changes that I'm about to be making on these records, whatever I'm working on. And
Right.
I'm always working on about 2 to 5 records. Yeah.
Now, how many songs have you released already that are going to be on this album you're about to put out?
None.
Damn.
Yeah. 0.
That makes me so happy, dude.
Bro, I got so many records. But these will be 7 fresh.
Yeah.
I'll put some of them on my Instagram stories.
Having 7 new songs from Domain at one time is gonna
Ooh! Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. It will be nice. And I to be honest, I will really enjoy having them out there so that people can go dive in.
yeah.
On not just the one record, but like, you know. Oh, it's been a minute, bro. I'm looking forward to it. And I would like to drop a couple of albums this year, to be honest. Like I said, in this moment, I'm getting quicker with my process, and I'm getting to the point where I'm comfortable with the process all the way through. And I'm still wrestling a little bit with it from time to time, you know, depending on the track, but it's kind of coming full circle in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to get it to a point where it's where I can drop with, like, if somebody, like, I would like to drop two records a year without even any problems and still be able to serve up features for everybody that's reaching out.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to have all the records, bro. I want all the strings. I want everything.
I want it all.
I want it all. I want all the hits. I want all the records. I want all the Grammys, bro. Yeah. All of it.
Oh. All right. I think, was it Adam Calhoun said on an interview I watched that he was talking to these two people, and they asked him about new artists that he liked, and he brought up you off the bat, and I was like, hell yeah, of course. And he said this dude's got a song on his YouTube that's got 600 views, and it should already have a Grammy. And I was like, hell yeah, but he never said what song it was. And I've decided he was talking about War, but I don't know.
I have too. Yeah. But he could have been talking about Blue Crush, but it's not Calhoun's style to talk about a song like Blue Crush. I would think he was talking about War too. Yeah.
Blue Crush is what he plays when he's laying in his bed watching whoever's on that stripper pole.
Yeah. Hey, as long as he's playing, I don't care, bro.
There you
That's
go.
my dude. I like Calhoun. He's good people. He gets he gets a bad rap from people, or I guess he does. It ain't nobody in my circle, but I see maybe how somebody could take him wrong if they weren't paying attention. He's a good dude, though.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan. I like him.
I
like him. I really do, man. Every time we've spoken, he's always come across well on me, and I look forward to working with him.
Yeah, I can't wait for that shit.
Yeah, Calhoun, good people. And Ulrich, his guy, Justin, same man. He's always been stand-up dude. I've dealt with Austin. He's always been a stand-up dude. I think they got a new fella. I ain't never talked to him, but I like the whole camp.
Yeah, I was talking to Austin a lot this week, and so he's going to come on. He's going to come on with me and talk about the merch side of things.
Nice.
Dude,
yeah, they got a nice little situation going on right there.
That's what I want to do. Is I want to talk to up and coming artists. I want to talk to up and coming producers and have them talk about their side of things. And then, like Ulrich,
Hey, to be honest, I've spoken with Ulrich a number of times, and there was a lot I didn't know about him. And I watched the first interview, and it gave me some insight into his whole situation. It was nice, man. It was a good conversation.
Yeah,
I didn't know about the situation with Google, or anything like that.
That was a blast.
Yeah, it was a good combo. I watched the whole damn thing, bro.
And that was long as I did not like. I was like, if I can get 30 minutes out of Ulrich, I'll be ecstatic.
He was pretty insightful though. He kind of discussed. He broke down his approach, and it makes a lot of sense. Y'all were discussing the way he breaks down an artist and a brand and the why, and the logo and the vibe and all this. And a lot of this stuff I had already come up with and come across, but like not in the order and not as explicitly as he discussed. Like just trial and error on my end. But a lot of young artists could listen to that, and it's a bit of a hack, in a good way. Like it's a hack, bro. They can get there quick. Exactly.
I told them just gave you a checklist.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's so much information and knowledge out there. Nobody, who knows what to watch and what all to take in. But if somebody watches an interview like that, especially a young artist, it can really put them in a good situation quick.
Yeah,
because he was, he was nice with how he was coming across on it. He's clearly thought out the whole situation, and I love that they're kind of giving you the strategy on the approach.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was going to be ecstatic with 30 minutes, and we talked for an hour and a half, bro. And
He seems like a great guy. Yeah, I like him.
Awesome. It was awesome.
He got a baby girl too, Ariella, I think her name is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
Bro, to be honest, I can't wait to meet all those boys up there. I look forward to meeting them all. On their turf too. I'm down to go to Chicago. It's only a matter of time. I'll get up there in the snow, put the Red Wings down. It's over with.
Done.
Yeah.
Rap?
Yeah. They think they seen authentic, bro, till the boy steps in.
So, all right. I've been wanting to ask you this question. What did you used to ride bulls in a rodeo or rodeo?
No. So my pops used to ride bulls. Like this is when I was a little kid, and even before I was a little kid, and so he got to a point where he couldn't ride anymore, but he kind of started raising bulls, and then he wanted to have bulls in the PBR. So he's kind of created a whole operation where he has young bulls coming up, big bulls, then he's got or full-grown bull, bulls in their prime. He's got a team, and he kind of hauls them around to different PBR rodeos. So when he's out of town, I feed the bulls. So I kind of, I've been around the bulls since I was young. So the bulls are like dogs to me. They're crazy, they're rank, they do their thing. They all got their own attitude, but I kind of enjoy feeding them. So I started showing it to the Instagram, and it got a response. So I kind of kept it in the feed a little bit, But basically, I feed him when he's out of town, when he's hauling them to rodeos or whatever, or he's got to go out of town for whatever reason. I take care of the bulls.
There's Austin right there. He just jumped on. What up, Domangue?
Yeah, it's your boy. Yeah, I like Austin, man. He's good people.
Yeah,
I need these boys to make the old skull and bones, so I ain't gonna mess with it. I'm not your clothing dude, man. I'm ready to hand it off.
Yes, on the A-Cal clothing.
Yeah, and they got that sorted out where it's made in the USA. All I need is the cuts. They already know I come with the all black. Even before A-Cal acted like he was coming with the all black. They say, "What's all black?" No, you know why it's all black? Because Domangue got the all black.
Call him out. Austin, you better tell him.
Let me find out. Hey, my homeboy, but look, at the same time, my homeboys were like, "Bro, you not offering any other colors?" I'm like, "No, what? All black, bro. We at war, right? This is war. I was dropping war at the time. I was like, the whole vibe. What you mean? Why would I drop other colors? I don't know, like maybe at least like a white one or a red one. No, bro, I just wanted all black."
He's like, I don't. They're looking for something to match their Air Force Ones with.
Yeah, I don't need all that, bro. Hey, if you're rocking my stuff, you're going all black. That's it. Maybe, hey, maybe in the future we'll have a different color. He was like, what's the next line? I was like, the next line is the point blank. He was like, so it's the hero. Why is it the hero? Because it's on the chest. He said, so what's the point? He's like, but I wish I didn't have one on the chest. I was like, yeah, that's point blank. He said, what you mean? I was like, point blank, I take the skull and bones, right? And we're going to move it right here to the lower right. So everything's going to be on the lower right. So it's basically an all black with the skull and bones on the lower right. He goes, oh. But he was like, still no other colors? Nah, bro, still all black.
All black.
Still all black. I'll let you know when I'm ready to switch it up. I'm not overthinking it, man.
You ought to make him an orange one. Just send it to him.
Yeah, I ain't got time for all this. The homeboys need to know they're too close if they question the tactics.
Oh, dude. All right. So you mentioned Just a couple times. And
yeah.
For those who don't know, Just and Proper, that
just my homie. So, yeah. You want me to give you the history there?
Yeah.
Bro, Just is an evil genius. Justin and I went to school together when we were kids. We were in advanced math class together, but we never hung out. We never like really even knew each other. And then sometime after we both got out of high school, we crossed paths at the studio that I was going to at the time. And then a buddy of mine showed me a video he made on Facebook, and I reached out to him. But I'm awful with Facebook. So I reached out to him, and he hit me back the next day, but like I forgot to check it for like 3 weeks. Right? But I saw this video made, it was epic. So I told him I wanted to work, and we linked up, and since that day, man, it's like we really got to know each other, and or you know, at that time we really got to know each other, and since then we've been like, we just linked up. Like, that's my homie. He said, so apparently he used to make music too, and he was pretty good at it. But he said when he heard Forever Me, he hung it up, and he wanted to do something different.
You're destroying lives now. You're changing people's lives.
No, but like what you don't get is like it put him into a different trajectory, right? And he's kind of completing my whole, like he is completing Forever Me. That's the beauty of it. It's because like what he does, like he's the one that shot War. I didn't shoot War. Right? The video?
Right.
That was him behind the camera. He don't really even shoot videos, but he's, like I say, he's an evil genius. He'll figure it all out, bro. He don't make beats, but he made Blue Crush. Bro, and he done made, he made a dozen other ones that I done made hits to that we ain't even dropped yet. I'll probably drop an album with all his records at the end of the year. But like he does it in a supporting role,
right, to
it. And as a result, it's become not a supporting role. Like he's like making the links, all the television stuff, right? All that stuff. That's all him, bro.
Yeah.
It's the homie. He's beast. Huh?
Talk about the television side of it, what you were just mentioning.
Okay, so he's a beast. He links up. He's over the years he's continued to work on the connects, and then everything with regard to the digital release for a long time, he was the one to handle. He made it look like I had a Twitter. He made it look like I had a Facebook. I wasn't on any of it, right? The first one that I latched onto was Instagram, and you can see when I started posting my stuff.
Right.
So since then, I've gotten better with that end of it. But like he's always continued to network, and he's always continued to handle the digital aspect of everything. And
right.
And he's always continued to help me be more self-sufficient with regard to my whole operation, my whole process. Right? He taught me how to make beats.
Tools to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like he would figure out, he'd be like, oh, we need beats. Yo, he would go, he would spend a couple of days, he'd figure out how to make beats, he'd come back up to the 6, and he'd be like, yo, this is how you do it. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Boom, bet, run that. Okay, boom. Then he'd go, and I'd mess with it, and then I'd be making records. Same with the mix. Same with figuring out, the vocal chain. Like when nobody else was around, he's good at making complex processes simple.
That's important. That's
huge. Amazing. It's huge. Yeah. When I needed a website or a clothing line, I just hit the homie. I'm like, yo, that's what I need. Now I'm probably gonna have to do some of the work with him, but It doesn't matter, bro. He's down to ride, and he figures it out every time. And he's never let me down on any of it. I mean, even if it's to a point where I want him to do something and he ain't got time to do that, so I got to do it. But he's taught me how to do it.
Right.
There's no issues with the homie, bro. So to this day, anytime we link a television, a movie placement, anything like that, Timo, any of them boys, if they link us something through proper, it's the homie. That's just. The only reason you know about me is because of Just.
Okay.
He's the one that figured out, hold up, it's a whole lane of dudes making records like you've been making all these years, right? That you ain't been releasing. There's a whole lane out here. They've already got a fan base. He discovered Church, Calhoun, Demon. I didn't know about anything. Bro, I'm not listening to any records.
Right.
So I wouldn't have stumbled across any of these records or been a fan of any of these people. Like I'm only studying the acts that have sold the most records in history. That's really all I ever cared about. So I'm not going out of my way. It's my homeboys that find the other talent. But Just found the whole lane. And so then he puts my accounts on these people and I'm like, oh, I like this dude. Oh yeah, that's Calhoun. Bro, then the more I watch him, the more I like him. You see what I'm saying? And then I'm like, oh, this dude, I can link with this dude. And then before you know it, we're talking. It's the same with you, bro. The only reason you ever knew about my account is because Just found the lane. He found the demographic. I would have never. Otherwise, I'm just off in here making records every day. That's what I've trusted. I trust getting better at my process. You know, and that's what I like to do the most is make records. So he's always kept it. And then before you know it, you're responding to something. Then, bro, and once I latched on to Instagram, right, that was in that moment a couple years back. And since then, you know where to find me.
Yeah.
Same with Southern Now, same with Real McCoy Reacts, all those boys. And that's all shout out to the homie. So like that's, bro, I cannot tell you enough about the aspect that Just presents to this whole situation. Like he's always been great with just figuring it all out and breaking it down.
Now, what is his official title? I mean, he seems like he wears a lot of hats, but is he an agent? Is he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he acts as really all of the above until we get somebody better to fill the spot. That's essentially what he does. Like, it's the same with me. I'm not trying to be recording engineer, artist, vocalist, songwriter, mixing engineer, mastering engineer, right? I could be songwriter, artist, vocalist. I'm good with those three. If I can get a mixing engineer and a mastering engineer. That being said, I don't have them yet, so I just do it just as the same way. So as soon as we can get somebody else to shoot the videos, he's going to be chilling because he don't want to shoot the videos. Like, he likes shooting, but you know what I'm saying? He don't want to have to be that dude to do it every time. It's the same with the mixes. It's the same with the beats. He just wants to kind of be able to do what he wants to do, be in the moment, and create. But essentially, we're trying to fill the role of, you name it, you know, fill in the blank with somebody who is dedicated to that task.
And, you know, that's interesting. That goes back to what, you know, a lot of the things that Oric was talking about last week. And, you know, you hear a lot of talk about your team and your circle and keeping it tight. And, you know, you have to have a team to really go. And it seems like Just is the kind of guy that is like, yeah, we need a team. But until we start filling those positions, we're going to.
He's the best utility player you could ever have. And I'm kind of the same way, so we kind of divide and conquer.
Right.
Like that. You know, I mean, bro, he's editing the videos, like all of that stuff. And he's not a he's not a beat maker. He's not a video guy, but he's made some of the best records I've ever made, you know. He sorted out the placements. He's just nonstop, bro. He's like me on that side of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I try to do more on this end so that he don't have to mess with it. So it frees him up to be more of a beast on his end.
Right.
Yeah, that's the dude, man.
So you said he's an
and he likes not working on the records because because he doesn't get too close to him then. A lot of times with Just, I can make the most classic record on his beat, but because he made the beat, he's going to judge it different.
Right.
Right? He likes it. If he's not working on the records, he kind of responds differently to the records because he likes being a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You said something earlier about him being responsible for placements.
Mm-hmm.
And how were you talking about like on TV shows and stuff?
Yes.
How many shows do you have music on?
I don't even know. Not very many, me personally. Maybe a couple. I think Geronimo will be one. I think like I've got a lot of kind of in the mix that I think are going to end up landing. But I think like just if we're talking about a hand in the placements, just through other artists, right? Timo, Darian, or myself, other artists he's already brought into the mix. That's kind of how he's kept it moving for a minute. We need a large catalog so they can listen to them and take their pick. But I've got a lot of them in the mix right now that came in kind of after the production started back, with the whole COVID situation, right? It slowed things down for a minute. Geronimo being one of those that I think are going to land some nice placements. And to be honest, that's why he started making beats, is because we needed to own the records so we could have them in the catalog in order to be able to have, if we don't have the master on the record, we can't get a placement with it. He's got to have complete approval right there. But I think before it's all said and done, we could probably link the Bandits. We can link Calhoun, Church if you wanted to, like any of these boys who want to link placements. I think we could kind of do a blanket link on their catalogs and get these boys some traction on them. I think Geronimo will be the first kind of those to come along, which would be good for the Bandits. And Just is just kind of getting the placement thing revved up. It took a while to set up and to get the whole situation like we needed it to be.
You keep talking about Geronimo. It makes me want to pull it up and listen to it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, that's Burn County on that beat too, man. A lot of these, like that one I sent you, Cutting Ties. That's Burn County. Burn County sent me a whole pack, bro. He's a beast. And that's what Just was like. He was like, bro, I think you need to do a record with Burn County, like do an album with Burn County right now. It was Just's idea. So I hit Burn County, and Burn County's like, I don't want to make your homeboy feel any type of way. I'm like, no, bro, he don't even make beats. He only makes the beats because I need the beats. But like, it was his idea for me to even hit you up. Yeah.
He's looking for you.
Exactly. And Burn County is a beast, bro. A lot of these are Burn County records.
See, I thought that Burn County thing at the beginning of Geronimo, I don't know, for some reason I assumed it was a Moonshine Bandits thing.
Well, because they use a number of his beats. Apparently he throws in beats for every album.
And it's Burn, B-U-R-N County?
Yes. I'll play one for you in a minute that's a Burn County record. I've got some classics. Yeah.
Go ahead and hit it.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, man.
Let me see.
Now I'm gonna end up hitting this dude up to come talk to me live on the Instagrams.
Who, Burn County?
Yeah. Burn County.
Yeah, he's good people.
Think I was wrong. Rolled up a stone and let me down. I'm wide awake. Good boy, but he's okay. What's happening here, you know what you're watching. Down in the cup, baby. Drove down in the cup, right? Down in the cup, baby. Hands on the blood, it's club. So I'm wide awake. I'm far away, way on the moon, young all the way, too far away, I'm all the way, I'm on the run, I've got away, I'm wide away, always leaving. On my way, on my way. Look at you. When you gonna run when I got turn change? Nothing could be done it without no major. Young put 100X off no brain. Got me even know lace classes, fancy. Stick posts, kids, I got a base. Everything but the pink place, Tracy. I ain't said listen till I'm in the casket. Stacks in the bag of the basket. Yeah, stay in the mansion. Yeah, this bag try to match it. Yeah, frame up when the gas lit. Yeah, ain't said can I pass it? Yeah, true spectrum, the name of the gang, get a bill with a frame in the basic. Yeah, whole shit thinking that's it. This bitch from state chips, nobody way. Nobody live. Ain't on the one. Young hard way. Too far away. I'm caught today. I'm on the run. But I fly away. I'm right away. I must be living young. Dreaming young. See you wanna come anyone. Have to wait and done. I'm wide away. I'm wide away. On my way, on my way.
Yeah, that's Burn County.
Yeah, I just followed them on Instagram, pulled up their website. It's almost like they make
what?
it's almost like they make beats. Like they sound the beats that I've heard them make. It's like your sound.
Yeah.
Like it matches you so well.
Yes, it is. It's nice. I think he's got some beats that nobody knows what to do with. Those are the beats I do best on.
You told me when we first talking about me sending you some samples and stuff, some guitar samples. I was like, "But you got to give me some direction because I don't know what you want." Blah blah blah. And your exact quote was, "Send it all. I'll mark anything." And I was like, "There we go.
There we go. Don't overthink it.
Just send it and let him kill it."
Yeah, don't overthink it.
Bro.
What up?
It was the same way with Oric. My mind is trying to process so many things right now. And
Oric was probably more on point.
But his was different because he was talking about it from the business side.
Yeah.
And with this, like, you're an artist, and so we're talking about all those artist type things. And my mind's blown. And then next week, I'm talking to Bobby Briscoe from the production side, which you've talked a lot about the production side of it because you do it. But I'm sure next week when I talk to him, I'm going to be mind blown again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not a producer. Like, these boys know what they're doing. Like, if you need a hit record, I can come up with something and kill it and make it sound like a song. Right? I can come up with something and make it sound like a beat. But these boys know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I'm doing in the pocket. It's, I don't claim to be a producer or anything.
Right. It's just by necessity.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do it. But I just like hopping on a vibe. If I can walk in a room and you got a vibe already, I like it in the pocket. Yeah.
Bro.
I can change that up a little bit. Like I like to have control of that. But
well, you take the opportunity right now. I want to hear you play something that you decide you want people to hear.
I just did.
Yeah. But I'm going to have to do some more. I'd never heard it. I didn't know Burn County. I didn't know what they were other than.
I got a couple of his. Yeah, I got a couple of his that are nice. I don't know if I want to get them right now because I'm like still fine tuning them. But that Wide Awake is what I just worked on today and bounced today.
Where are they from? Texas?
I think it's from Oregon.
Really?
Yeah, maybe Washington. I think Oregon though.
Burn County sounds like something that would come out of Texas.
I know, right?
Right.
Vibes. It vibes. Everything about it vibes. And that dude is like, we haven't had the chance to work in the same room yet, but he's so talented. Like I don't even know how he makes what he sends. It's really incredible. And all types of vibes too. I mean,
Well,
it's records coming.
the beginning of that Geronimo beat is.
And I'm trying to everybody this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make some stuff for Calhoun. I'm trying to make some stuff for the Bandits. I'm trying to make some stuff for all of them. And Burn County really got the potion. I can ride the wave on. I mean, bro, he doesn't send me so many. I'm in the process of getting these records out right now.
Well, I'm gonna turn up Moonshine Bandits.
And I'm trying to hit the boy from Illinois with a couple of good ones, you know.
You know that? All right. You remember that movie Perfect Storm?
Who's the guy in it? George Clooney?
Yeah, it got George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg.
They like crab or shrimp, something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go out in the ocean and they've got this storm coming this way, this storm coming this way, and this. You and Calhoun.
Yeah.
Get together.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hey, I heard this drop. It was like 4-wheel low. Yeah, we're gonna murder something. To be honest,
The hook on 4-wheel low, I could drive around for 3 hours just listening to that hook.
bro, you gotta hear the records I sent this fool, right? So when he hit me up and he was like, send some records, I sent him some bangers that I haven't let anybody hear. I haven't even put out there yet. And he was like, I feel like this is part of a different record. But there's some records in there, bro. One called The Hero, one called By My Code. There's a couple of them in there that I really like and cannot wait to execute. And even if, like, yeah, we definitely gonna work. I like them, man. I like them. And I think he's very talented as an artist, you know.
Yeah. Oh, the whole his new album. I was listening to it today. I was in the car for an hour and a half one way with my wife, and God bless her, she lets me listen to whatever I want. So
That's a good one.
I just got Upchurch's new album, High Ideas.
Oh, I know he's another one that's very talented. I know it's
and he didn't put any marketing on that. He just like, hey, by the way, I'm dropping an album, bloop, and dropped it.
I know. I love the freedom that he has.
Yeah.
Being able to like do the numbers that he does and just do it off the cuff like that. Oof, I want, bro. And he's another one that I had no idea about, and just was like, yo, this cat Upchurch is, I like him. And I've started. So he put me on like him, Jelly Roll, Calhoun, Demon, the Bandits. He put me on he put my account on all these accounts at the same time when he discovered the lane. And Church, I'm like, the more I watch him, is like the more he seems like he's my kin. You know what I'm saying? Like everything he's doing, I'm like, this is the same shit I did. I don't know, growing up. I really like him too. He's another one that I think is got huge potential. And then my homeboys, as they're listening to his records, they're hitting up and just complimenting the countryside of him.
Right.
Like, he's a talented dude.
Yeah.
And, you know, I guess him and Calhoun are both based in videos. Because that's part of, but both of them are talented as artists.
Yeah, they're making YouTube videos.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. And I like watching their vids, bro. To be honest, anytime I see one come across, I'm trying to let it run and give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
But I had no idea who these people were. And then the more I watch them, the more I like them. You know, and now it's been a couple years, so I feel like I know him.
Right.
But yeah, Church is another one. He's solid.
That's what I told Oric. I didn't know any of these guys. I've always loved.
When you discover everybody.
Yeah, it's hard.
But when did you find out about all these boys?
All right. So I told Oric, I said the biggest change, the biggest effect in my life at this age, or for the later half of my life, was the fact that I found Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah, Gary Vee.
and Adam Calhoun at the same time.
Yeah, Cal comes through with a ballsy video when you need him to.
Yeah.
And I like that about him. And he knows the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like I really appreciate that about him.
And so I found Calhoun. I always listened to rap music growing up, but the guys I was listening to, you know, A and MC Breed and DJ Quick and Public Enemy and all these guys. Too Short. But
What is that early?
What's that?
What is that? Early 90s?
Yeah. Late 80s, early 90s.
Pre-pop.
Listening hard.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, I love the beat and I love their flow, but what they're rapping about, for a white kid from Kentucky, I couldn't relate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I love the music.
Right.
And so I could listen to it. And then, ultimately, fast forward years later, that's
why there is a lane.
Yeah.
The lane that we, that just, that's exactly why. It's because of that. We were all watching that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, saying all at that time, right? That was a little before my time on that. But, like, we all came up on that.
Mm-hmm.
We all came up on that.
For sure.
There's a whole bunch of dudes from the 6 that even listen to this type of music because we all came up on that. Same as the kids in the projects came up on it. We all came up on that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, then when Calhoun came out, I could relate to what he was talking about.
And it sounds like he came up on the same stuff you came up on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's not as old as me, but he is old like me.
And And the style he's there with what you're, as far as influences go into what he's doing, what you're talking about it sounds like that's the influences that he's feeding off of. He's solid.
So then I find him.
I'm gonna kill him on a record.
I can't wait for that to happen. But I found him, and then my son came up to me. He's like, "Dad, I was on this trip for sports, and in Salina, we went to a gas station. There was a flyer in the window. Calhoun and Demon Jones are coming to Salina." I was like, done.
Yeah,
we're gonna go.
Yeah.
So I had made.
Yeah.
I made a YouTube channel.
It was 2018?
Huh?
2018? When was this?
2019. The spring of 2019. They were on their Crazy White Boy tour. It was him.
Which is when I first got on Instagram, I think.
Yeah.
When we started, that's when Just was like loading all my stuff to YouTube. Yeah, okay. Yeah, bet. Because I remember seeing that promo floating around, the Crazy White Boy promo.
Yeah. Calhoun, Demon Jones, Big Murph, and Just in Time. So I made a YouTube page, Uncle Turtle.
Yeah.
And recorded some kind of Rodney Carrington type songs. They're a little dirty. And I put them on there, just rough tracks,
Yeah.
And I was like, when I go to this concert, I'm going to talk to people in the parking lot, let them listen to it, see if they'll hop on the YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then when I saw that concert, I was like, no, game over.
Hold up. How far is Quinter from Salina?
About an hour and a half.
Okay. Because you're right in the heart of the nation. Like, I'm in the heart of Texas. You're in the heart of the state. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you put an ink point in the middle of the United States, and it's going to be damn close to me.
I know where you at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. But when I saw that concert, I was like, in the middle of the concert, I decided right then I was going to start putting out country rap music because I love this shit.
How many people were there?
300, 400.
Damn, bro. I still ain't been to a show like that yet.
It was unbelievable.
I know they selling out shows. We've been seeing that.
It was unbelievable.
Jelly just said that. I follow his Twitter, and he was just like, I'm feeling 2021, I'm feeling sold out shows. Yeah, you going to sell out a lot of them, bro.
Oh yeah, everybody wants to go because they all been cooped up.
It's an untapped market too. I don't think the land realizes how big it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really don't. Like, yeah, I don't think. I think they're happy to be in there. I don't think they realize how big the potential is, like the upside is.
Yeah.
Something like this. I mean, you're talking about a nation of blue cities, but like the rest of the map is red.
Yep.
And the sticks plays to like the way this music works, it almost plays to both anybody that's listening honestly, you know.
Yeah, and you can see that in the reactors with Calhoun's songs like Racism. I mean,
Bro, he executed it nicely.
yeah.
That's one of the first songs that I listened to of his, and I was like, I mean,
Yeah.
bro, if you're gonna if you're gonna own a song like that, who's gonna say anything else? If
Yep.
they don't make any sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, he killed that. He killed that.
That's for sure. Then he did that song that night, and I mean, I've probably got video of it on my phone. I need to put those on my website. But that night, when I heard Big Murph and Just in Time, and then Demon got on stage and started killing it, and I was like, I mean, I was overwhelmed because I knew that I liked it. I knew, and I love music, so I knew I knew right then it was gonna be a big part of my life. And then I was like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And so that night, I got my phone and I had the Uncle Turtle YouTube page. And so I found Just in Time was walking through the crowd after his set. Demon was on stage. And I was like, I'm starting now. So I just went up to him and was like, hey, dude, I have a YouTube channel. My name is Uncle Turtle. And I was just wanting to know if I could interview you. He was like, hell yeah, let's go backstage. He gave a roadie my phone, and I sat there and interviewed him right then. And I've still got the video. And so because I knew I wanted to be involved in it somehow. And I've played guitar for a long time, and I can sing, and I can write country songs. But I don't get the same feeling as when I have a dope ass beat and I can just let it out. You know what I'm saying? And that one concert, it was me and my oldest son and a friend of his from school. And we got a hotel room, and it was an unbelievable night. It was unbelievable. It changed my life.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, and that was a year and a half ago. And now I'm live on Instagram with Domangue.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It really is. You know, and before I hit the gram like this, and I linked up with like you and Southern Al and everybody, before that I just would load my stuff, but I never had anybody respond like on digitally.
Right.
Right? That hit me back and that I linked up with. And then kind of once we figured out where to aim it and what was going on there, and I just started hitting y'all back. That's kind of what kicked this whole domino effect off.
Bro,
when you hit up on day one, I always responded.
Absolutely.
To anybody, bro. I'm a real dude. Like, I'm not, for the longest, like, nobody even responded to anything in a weird way. And maybe it was just because I wasn't consistent on the digital end of it. But once people started responding and I made an effort to follow up with that always,
right,
it's been fun since then.
Yeah.
Opened up a whole other end of it that I enjoy.
Yeah. And I love watching people that I respect. I love watching them grow. You know what I mean? Like and it blows my mind that when I found your music, I mean, I made a video. It was like, I don't know who this dude is.
I still remember that first video you made.
I said, I don't know who this dude is.
Yeah.
It's spelled Domangue. I don't.
That's right.
I said, I don't know if it's pronounced Domangue
yeah.
or what, but you need to listen to this dude. And I started playing Forever.
Yeah. You were like, it don't make no sense why he has so few views.
You had 175 followers on. I was like, what is going on?
Bro, I've had to be super humble through this process. Even when I knew my stuff was good a long time ago, right? Or I felt like it was, so I kept going.
Right.
Like there's no way to you could cap on the digital end, but it's gonna show in everything. The only way that you can really do it is to do it authentic and to start with zero and just start hitting people back. And when you get people to hit back and link up.
Yes.
I've never had anything else real on the digital end. I really haven't. Like, that's the realest I've ever had, is just like when somebody hit back and I link back up and you're earning it from zero, bro. There's like, you could put 1 billion plays on a song. It doesn't matter if it's fake. They're going to see through it. It doesn't matter. So like it brought me back to a whole other level. It brought me back to a whole other level that I had to just learn to appreciate. I used to be for a while I was frustrated because I felt music should have gotten recognition for a long time, right?
I can imagine how you were feeling, because like I said,
I was frustrated for a while, bro. I was in a hard place in my life.
Yeah.
Like it was difficult to be in, and like trying to be and it made me a worse father to my kids, right? It made me a worse husband to my wife. It made me a worse family member, a worse homeboy. It really did. Like there was a whole reckoning that had to come with everything that I got and everything, the way it sounds and all this. There was a whole real life reckoning that had to come with all that stuff that was not easy to come. But when it did, it's just like, it's been nice since.
Yeah.
It's been nice since. It was tough though, but it makes it more authentic. And that pain really makes it like that ability to connect with real life on these, and be able to like do it in a natural way is powerful.
When it's organic, it makes you realize how real it can be.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been so good for my music. It really has.
Yeah.
You know, but when I was making these records, what rap was about was more flashy. Right? Rap was not about what I rap about, or like real life, or like what, you know, like rap was it was a whole different thing. It wouldn't even, like, cancel culture would have been canceled what they was rapping about.
Facts.
You know, it was a whole different situation. So even after I knew I could rap good and I had to learn how to rap, or once I learned how to rap, I still had to then figure out how to turn that onto real life and what that meant.
Right.
In a way that would connect with everybody. But that's a powerful feeling, being able to do that. Oh my God, it was so frustrating, bro. And building the studio was the worst. Oh my gosh. It was the worst.
I couldn't imagine like all the technical.
I'm in here every day. I'm talking that shit right. I'm acting like, you know, bro, building studio was the worst. I was miserable. It was awful.
How much special treatment did you have to do, like, in that room?
Like, I built the whole thing. These walls weren't even here. The floor wasn't even here. None of it was here. None of this place. The windows weren't here.
Oh.
I did it all. And I learned some heavy lessons on it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, hey, but what I will say is, every day I walk in here and I make the records you hear. And a lot of records you don't.
Yeah.
So it worked. I figured out how to control my environment, how to control my sound, how to create a vibe and own the vibe. No matter, I come here 7 days a week, bro. You could turn on any beat, and I'm gonna own the vibe. So I figured out a whole bunch of it, but it felt like I was spiraling out of control when I was building this place. It was awful for a whole minute, bro. I had about everybody turn their back on me, you know, and rightfully so. It was like I was scattered. It was all crazy, and it was a big break between me releasing music, so that was very hard. Everybody wondering what the hell's going on, you know. It was tough. It was very tough, but it, you know, just the whole process has brought me to a peace. It just took a while.
Well, it's something. Obviously, it's something you had to go through.
Yeah, I think so, and that's kind of what I kept hoping all along and believing. At the end of the day, I still had to deliver on it, and I still do, even tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? This album is not going to drop itself.
Right.
So I still got to come in here tomorrow and do it, but zero at this point. I'm way past that. It took me, bro. It took me a while. It was tough, but I'm in a good place. But you know what I always told myself was, if I'm going to drop something that's this nice or with this much talent and this ability to do this, I've got to pay in some type of way, and that's what I'm doing with all this, right? Like that's kind of what I kept telling myself going through all of it, when I was missing my little girl, or when I was having problems at home, or when I was struggling to pay for things, or all of it. I just kept telling myself, this is going to be worth it. You just have to own this. You have to own this, because if you really what you think you want, that don't come free. And it's going to be way harder than anybody around you could imagine, because they ain't went where you think you want to go, right? And that was tough. But it brought me a great life.
You know Honest, right? You know, you've heard of Honest, Jake?
I don't know. Oh, on the ground?
Yeah.
I may have seen the handle roll across. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's a buddy of mine, and I was talking to him. Like when you get frustrated with the whole thing, and you feel like you want to quit, you're not going to, but you're just pissed. And when things aren't going right, whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, he'll call me or I'll call him, and we'll just vent. And he called me once, just struggling. And we started talking, and one of the things that we talked about was how, if you're going to do this, you owe the game money. You owe the game.
Yeah.
Money, but you owe the game.
Right.
You're going to put your work in at some point.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to delay it, but it's going to come back, and you still got to do it.
Right. Yes. All right. Thank you. Right. No, it's true. Because I felt like I should have been got my fucking whop a long time ago. And then I would always, like, I still would frame it in a way that that I understood that wasn't accurate with real life, right? Being hopeful or whatever you want to say. And then you got everybody around you that's believed in it from day one, and they're hopeful. And then after so much time, they start like wondering what's going on.
Right.
And then they start questioning. The whole thing is interesting. Like, but the one thing I never did was really question what I do with regard to how good I am in the pocket and like what I love. And I'm glad it's paid off. Like, I'm glad that shows every day when I make a new record.
Dude, absolutely. You'll forever be. And
bro, if I ever get all this music off, I might just be the GOAT.
Oh,
gonna get all this music dropped.
You about to be in trouble because
what I want to do is marry rap with basically like any pop song you've ever heard. And I'm not saying pop in a bad way. I'm saying pop in a way of any hit record that you've ever heard. I want to like marry what I do with the biggest records you've ever heard, whether it be Michael Jackson, AC/DC, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, James Brown, Amy Winehouse, Adele. I'm trying to dance on all of it.
Right. And that's the part that kills me. And that's why, like, I'm so excited for you. And I'm so excited for you to work. Like, I want you to work with Calhoun. I want you to work with church. I want you to work with these people that have huge followings, because I know, like when you told me you were putting up that song with Moonshine Bandits, I was like,
bro, but you know what? So look, I want to work with them too, but when I work with them, I want to make the best song they ever made.
right.
And that's facts. Like I've always been like that. No matter if I was working on, with an artist that nobody's ever heard of, that's just from where I'm from. I always want to make. If I'm gonna make a record with another artist, I want to make the best song they've ever made. Now, that's subject, but that's the goal always. Like I would love to make a church record. I would love to make a Calhoun record. It's only a matter of time before I'll be making.
Yeah. But I want you to work with those people, because they have the eyes on them, and to me, that's the only thing that's stopping you from taking over, is the eyes, getting the eyes on you.
Yeah, access.
And you're doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing it. Like, I mean, you've got songs on TV shows and.
Yeah, I'm coming in the door. I'm coming in the back door.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm coming in the back door. I never stop. I'm coming in the back door.
And that's a perfect way to put it, because you're doing it. Like, you're already doing it. It's just people don't know that it's you.
Yo, jam that Geronimo out. I'll be back in a second. I'm going to step out for a sec.
All right, brother.
No more reputation.
I'm going to start that over. Moonshine Bandits, Geronimo featuring Domangue. It's lit.
I don't take nothing from no one that never came to take it. But they be too quick to misinterpret the information. Coincidental how I be working the situation. No, we a revelation. So it ain't no sense in acting like this a revelation. Think you holding me back when you need your education. You know the boy been the set count on the reservation. I hold the right move since history. I never could pretend, at least as far as I'm aware. No more reputation, but double leaves. Flying high, with a ride around the nation. Searching for the fire in the sky. See the constellation of the mountain lords. My satellite cold, no I ain't dead. Never gonna catch this medicine man. I'm on it, a bounty on the head. Never surrender to my last breath. On the top of the mountain, no matter how steep. Ran with the wolves that devour the sheep. Forever I will run, even if they bury me. I was born in the fire, and those hands in flames will always set me there. In flames will always set me there. In flames will always. I know the right about. It's history. I can never do pretend as far as I'm aware. I know the right move. Drop down, sights and figure flames, no Ain't no hesitation, you know my reputation. They have to bury me before you see my resignation. This ain't a revelation, just made an observation. You fed me to the rules, I let the pack with domination. Blah, 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 to the wild, so I can't be detained. You can't tame a Mustang running through a flame. Fuck it in the fire, fearless in pursuit.
Hey, I'm going to be real. When I saw Moonshine, right before I got on here with you, I saw Moonshine Bandits were coming to Wichita on May 7th, and I was like, Kansas ain't too far from Texas.
Hey, bro. Hey, whenever they're ready for me to show up at a show, I'm gonna show up,
bro.
They've been real since day one. That's why I showed up with Geronimo on them. Homie gave me a chance and sent me the beat. I got you. I got you.
That's you know, you say that. That's one of the biggest lessons I think that new artists need to learn is you have to be ready at all times. When an opportunity pops up, you have to be able to really snatch it.
Easy, yeah, I agree 100%. And I told him when I talked to him, I got y'all forever, bro, because y'all showed up and y'all were 100% real and gave me a chance. Anytime you hit up, I got you. Because they did, man. They gave me a chance with that, and I appreciate the hell out of that.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Well, I hate. We got to stop. It's 2 hours. 2 hours and 11 minutes. Domain.
Did we set a record?
So far,
It's time, bro. It's time. It's time to cash out. Hey, but what you should do is you should read some of these chats right quick.
bro. Some of them were crazy. Have
What?
you like that?
Respond to anybody, or if they got a question, you hit them back on that question.
Yeah.
Like, do that before we roll out. So if anybody's got a question, I won't feel bad about not answering it.
See, I need to work that. Somebody started talking about like.
Yeah, read the chats. Read the chats right quick. Make sure nobody's asking any relevant questions.
Let's see. I had to boot some people, bro.
For
I
what?
booted people because they were talking some crazy. Not on you. It was just random crazy shit.
So what do you kick them out of the video?
Yeah. Talking about,
Not just mute them. Why you gotta kick?
no, dude. They were talking like about rape and. I mean, it was somebody trolling. Like, I was like, "Oh, you got to go. You got to go."
It don't make no sense. Let's see what we got.
Are you going for... All right, Slum Bunny asked. All right, here you go. Slum Bunny 169.
Okay.
Her question is, what are you going for? Are you going for fame? So answer that. Are you going for fame? What are you going for, Domain?
History.
Do you hear him? Do you hear him? There's nobody else in here. But history.
History. Yeah. I'm trying to change the world, bro. I'm trying to change the world. I really am. With these records, because we need something. I'm trying to change the world.
Don't even get me started about that. Like, we need to turn off the news is what we need to do. We need to turn off the news and have everybody just hang out at a barbecue for a little bit and be like,
yeah, they poison the well. Yeah.
Absolutely. I wrote one of my first songs that I wrote. I put this bar in there and I was like, everybody, I shouldn't be, but I'm frustrated that nobody like really caught this bar. But in it, it says, it talks about the media and politicians and about how they are the ones that have, injected these things in our brain about who we should hate, who should our targets be. This is horrible. This is horrible in the country. Blame this person.
They program people how to think without people even knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
people. Yeah. I mean, bro, like when that's all you know, right?
Yep.
No, how are you supposed to even imagine anything different?
Yeah.
It's just crazy, right? And people just don't know how they don't realize how easy it is to control all these sources.
Yeah, it's a flood. They flood.
To be honest, I feel like this is the question of our generation, and that's I keep pushing at the music because I feel like if you're gonna change the world, really, you have for it to be pure, you have to have influence.
Right.
Without influence, the rest of it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You can never go against that. You have to have influence. So if you want to make a positive change in the world, right, really make a difference, you got to have the power of influence. People got to trust you. They got to believe in you. They got to be inspired by you.
And that's the hard part, is having the stage to express that.
And you know, to be honest, when I was 20 years old, I could have had all that power and influence and wouldn't have known what to say. Not really what to say.
Right.
Like that was what you're talking about, me having to go through. Life. That's what that was about. I had to go through real life for quite a while to even know what to do with that type of influence.
Right.
And then I had to go through real life for a long time to be able to perform that type of magic,
mm-hmm.
to come up with that type of power that could even gain that type of influence.
Yeah.
When nobody was watching.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fake that, man. Because you got to spend so many hours when nobody's watching.
Yes. Yes. People don't, and it brings me back to why I'm trying to do what I'm doing with these podcasts is, you know, there's a lot of artists out there that are trying, or they think that they want to do something, and you know, they've made some songs and put them out there, and they didn't do it, and nothing happened with them, and they're frustrated because they thought they were the next big thing. And I want, like Justin Oryx last week and yours tonight, just talking about, are you sure I mean, all these things are like, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
Is it really what you want to do? Because the work don't stop. It's not.
Can you imagine if I valued myself as an artist based off of the number of views I have on YouTube? I would have quit a long time ago, bro.
Exactly. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to figure out if this is what you can't be like, I'm going to be a rapper.
Right.
All right. You can say you're going to be a rapper. You can put a song out through DistroKid and show your mom how you have it on Apple Music now, but that don't mean anything. Because if you really want to do it, you've got about 3 million steps that you got to check off the list.
Anything. If you want to do anything to that level, you got to be able to go through and just keep doing it. Thick and thin, doing it.
When I used to coach football, I used to tell my players, I'd say, everybody wants to score the touchdowns and get the girlfriends, but ain't nobody want to put the work in.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. You have, like you've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And you should have done been blowed up. Like, there's a glitch in the matrix. You didn't, somehow you slip by.
I'll take it. Yeah, straight up though. Like, yo, I should have got a deal before the industry collapsed. And I'm glad I didn't. But with Forever Me, I should have. Forever Me should have got me a deal by Raps. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even like on my own side, I don't even listen to it. But Forever Me should have got me a deal by rap standards.
Yeah.
And I hit a point where I was like, I'm going to act like there's no such thing as a deal. I can't believe in that because that's not real. That's never given me anything. But if I can put myself in a position where I can make music every day, I've done what I set out to do, and they can't stop me.
And it's all you.
Yeah, and so that's kind of where I went with it. But that was a tough time, and like I said, that's where a whole bunch of people were like, "What is this fool doing?" You know, because everybody's got their own version of what it's supposed to be too.
Right.
And it's not easy, you know. But like, if I ever believed in anything, I'm gonna keep moving.
Yeah, and that's what it is: believing in yourself and what.
And it's powerful when it stops you ever from doing it, and you still do it, and you put it out there, and it influences people, and you still come and do it tomorrow, and you can do it the next. You don't need anybody to do it.
And there's never a sense of, okay, I'm here now, I can relax. It's all about constantly putting more. You're constantly going, moving forward. I don't care if it's by inches. Brother, I got to get off here. Looks like did you freeze up? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Domangue? I think D cut off. Yeah. That's him. Domangue, one of the realest. One of the realest. If you guys haven't heard him before, you need to go check out his music. He's on YouTube. He's on Instagram. His stuff is on streaming services. His stuff is everywhere. You need to go listen and check him out because his music is dope. It's real. All of it.
Yo, I gotta call the audio cut out.
Yeah, I could tell. I didn't know what happened, but
Man, I saw you talking for a sec. I know you about to cash out. I'm good with that.
yeah, I was just telling everybody that I'm gonna put this on my website. I'm gonna put this on YouTube. People can go back and watch it.
I've never seen myself on the interview.
It's gonna be out. It's gonna be out tomorrow. I'll put it out. I'll get it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it'll be on my website, UncleTurtleLive.com, and on my YouTube.
Let's go.
There. Bro, I had such a good time talking to you. I feel like I could talk to you for like nonstop about stuff.
Yo, man, I like talking to real people. Period. I like the response, and I like the fact that everybody likes the music. That's the shit to me. It don't get no better. Yeah. It gets no better. That's what it's for. That's exactly right. That's what it's for. And I'm gonna come make it every day regardless.
Yeah.
But the vibe off of it. Get out of here, bro. It's the best. It's the best.
All right. All right. What should I let this go? What should I take us out with? What to give me a Domangue song? No, you don't get to pick. I already
cut ties. I already picked. It's cut. I'm probably gonna drop Cutting Ties next.
This song right here is my favorite song.
Yo, what are you gonna call this video on YouTube though? What'd you call it? What'd you call the Oric video?
I think I just said Uncle Turtle Live with Justin Oric, but with yours, I'm gonna be like, prepare to be released from the Matrix. Because that, on my video the deal I made the other morning, I was like, if you watch it, you will be released from the Matrix. And what I was talking about is when people hear it, they're going to be like, how come I haven't heard this? Like, they're going to look for somebody to be pissed at. Who was keeping me from hearing this guy's shit?
Bro, to be honest, I've been needing to get on Instagram. I've been needing to post. And I have been, kind of what I did was I told myself I have to finish this album before I do anything. So I'm like making myself stay off of the social.
Right.
And the whole election thing was crazy. Right? That shit had me, like I was kind of vibing off the energy, making records.
Right.
Whether I was hot or cold, right?
Uh-huh.
So I've made myself stay off of social so that I kind of like double down and finish the album because I want to give y'all an album. I've been wanting to give y'all an album since Forever Me, bro. I really have. I just haven't been to the place personally where I could actually get it executed like I can now.
Right.
It's taken me a while. I'm ready though. And I'm ready to give y'all lots of albums. Like a whole career worth. I'm ready to give y'all a whole game.
Hey.
Once, bro.
This is my favorite song by you. You ain't a killer, man. I don't give a fuck what you figure. That shit real when you put in the trick. You ain't a killer, man.
I was wondering who liked this record.
About to go lucky in this bitch with no commission. Get money in the city, we don't need permission. Let the old shit go, this a new tradition. It's a domain flow, you ain't know you was missing. Hey, I lay him there cold, this you.
I love that.
Yeah. Hold up, I say I'm laying down cold, so the proof is missing. Yeah. Hold up, say point blank, steady the pitch in your boy. Love the switch in portrait. Hold up, the pair 5 but the quarterback. Hold up, we all the rise, we explore the back. Hold up, you ride on the quarterback, run around town talking loud when you know the ain't. Hold up, I'm sitting trying to ignore the rain.
All right, brother.
You know what? That song would have never saw the light of day if it wasn't for Just.
Really?
Yep.
I love this shit.
Drop the record because I was just spitting. To me, it was just like a record I made on the day. And I'm always trying to make bigger and better songs, right? That's all Just right there. Got that record drop.
I love this song.
He got the cover. He puts it all together for me.
And the whole like Lucky Luciano being on the you know as the I was like shit.
Yeah. If you know history, bro, you know it's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky's one of my faves, bro. In all history, that dude organized crime.
Yeah. Organized.
Enough said. That man organized crime.
Organized it.
All right, let's link up. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Domain, Waco,
Yep.
Texas.
Yo, and I don't know when you start having people back on the show, but we'll do this again.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh,
I got-
you don't understand. You're going to tell me no more times than you tell me yes, because I'm going to ask you all the time.
Bet. So when we wrap the album, I'll come do it.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Domain, I know I just changed your life. I just introduced you to your next favorite rapper or artist that you've never heard of. Be mad at somebody, don't be mad at me, because I've been trying to tell you for a year and a half.
My dude. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being on here. Thank you for giving me 2.5 hours of your life.
Yeah. Yo, I appreciate y'all liking the music and everybody responding. Slum Bunny throwing the hearts, like everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Southern Al, Real McCoy, all the days I don't respond or don't react, just know it's just me kind of putting myself in quarantine, trying to focus on my work and get it done because I really want y'all to have that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, those are real people. Those are good people.
Yeah, they are. They're the best, bro. They're the original. They're the best. And all the rest of them, I'm finna make lots of records this year. We going. I'll make records with Calhoun, records with the Bandits. Hopefully I'll make one with Church. Hopefully I'll make one with Jelly. If these boys ready, they're going to come. They're going to let us know.
They have, all right, we're going to end up talking for another hour. This is what I'm going to end it with. This one,
all the records. I want all the records, bro. I want to make hits for the whole lane. All right, be good.
When these guys start working with you,
yeah,
they're going to hand you, they're going to like hand you to around like a joint. They'll be like, "Yep, it's your turn. Spit it with Domain because it's dope as shit."
All right, I'm out. Good talk.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
All right.
Domain. He was awesome. Thank you so much for being on here. Guys, go listen to Domain. His music is unbelievable. I've been trying to tell you. Thank you to everybody that got on. Thank you to everybody that's still here. Slum Bunny 169. Ooh, Southern Owl, I see you. Thank you. But until next time, next week, I've got Bobby Briscoe. If you don't know who he is, just pay attention to my Instagram, my stories, and my posts. And Andrew, yes, I will be putting this on YouTube. I will be putting it on my website, UncleTurtleLive.com. You can watch the whole thing. You can watch a couple minutes every now and then. But, oh, yeah, I had to have him, Southern. I had to have him. You know how I feel about him. But thank you so much, everybody, for being on here. And next week, I've got Bobby Briscoe. Bobby Briscoe on the beat. He's a producer. He's done a lot of stuff with Broadnex, my favorite rapper. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Bobby Briscoe next Saturday from 8 to 10 live on the Instagrams with the Uncle Turtle. Peace.